Welcome back, America. You know, it's a great pleasure to have Ambassador Mike Huckabee with us. Full disclosure, my stepson works with Mike, and Mr. Ambassador, he has nothing but praise for you. And I just want to say President Trump, Secretary Rubio, and you are a fantastic triumvirate in a very difficult part of the world where our dear friends, the Israelis, are under a massive propaganda assault in addition to terrorist assault. Mr. Ambassador, I've never really seen anything like this where the Western countries are collapsing, in my view. They're buying into this propaganda. Of course, people are dying and they're hungry in Gaza. And one of the reasons I believe the United States and Israel wants to eliminate Hamas is so some peace and civility can be brought back to that area of the world. I'd like your thoughts about this and this whole idea of about a Palestinian state.
The insanity that we're dealing with right now is that there are so many European nations, so many Americans who are angry at Israel for the suffering in Gaza. Mark, there is one reason that there is suffering in Gaza. It's the same reason that 1,200 people were massacred on October the 7th. It's the same reason that 250 people were taken hostage. 50 of them continue to be held hostage and tortured. And that's because of Hamas. They're a terror organization, and they've acted like it. And all of this time, Israel has done everything it can. They've made I don't know how many different offers in order to get the hostages out to end this. Hamas always walks away, always says no. And for some crazy reason, the Europeans and people around the world are blaming Israel for this. I can't get my arms around what the rationale is, but it doesn't make any sense.
You think the media play a big role, the Western media, the American media? Because I'll tell you, Mr. Ambassador, I have report after report. It's available to the whole world by professors, by think tanks, by media organizations that are not part of the corporate media, explaining exactly what Hamas is doing to the food and the water and the medicine, how they're killing their own people. You know, they're killing their own people the way Stalin killed his own people, the way Mao killed his own people, the way Assad killed his own people. They kill their own people to hold on to power. And yet the New York Times runs with a phony photograph that goes all over the world that I'm sure drives anti-Semitism. The European media pick it up. What do you make of the media, the Western media? Do they have a suicide pact with these people?
They're beyond corrupt. Mark, I've never seen anything like it. Look, the media's been bad for a long time, but they deserve our contempt. You mentioned that picture in the New York Times. This was a child it's a pathetic picture. It was very sad, breaks your heart. But the truth is he had a birth defect. That's why he looked like he did. And the fact is the Israelis, the New York Times forgot to tell us this, they actually made it possible for this child to be transported to Jordan to be put in a hospital to get medical attention. Now, a couple of days later, they came back and they admitted, well, this person really wasn't hungry or starving. There were other pictures that media outlets sent. Pictures of showing a child that looked emaciated, but standing next to his mother, who was anything but emaciated. In fact, just to be charitable, she was quite well fed. Nobody made the connection. You don't have to be Columbo like some detective to figure out that somebody in that family is eating, and to say that the whole of Gaza is starving to death. That picture proved the opposite.
You know, Mr. Ambassador, there are videos of Hamas terrorists in tunnels bragging about the food they have, holding it up and showing it and so forth and so on. There's other videos that show Hamas literally killing and executing Palestinians in the Gaza Strip who are trying to feed themselves. There are pictures and videos of 18-wheelers backed up because the United Nations isn't moving the trucks quickly enough and so forth. There are thousands of pallets filled with water. They're just sitting there. And Israel takes all the blame. It's the only military on the face of the earth that's come under attack by an enemy and is feeding the enemy's people. We've never done that. No other country on the face of the earth has done that. And yet Israel is taking all the blame. How do they get away with this in the media and Hamas and so forth?
And you want to ask, how come the Brits are so critical of Israel? I don't remember the British feeding all of the Nazis in World War II and feeling it was their responsibility to do it. I don't remember the French doing that either. This is an uncanny kind of twist of history. And you have Macron in France saying that he wants to recognize a Palestinian state and that Israel is being cruel. And I'm thinking, wait a minute, if you want Palestinian state, Let's create one. Put it right there on the French Riviera, and I'm sure that Netanyahu would be happy to load up some airplanes and send some folks over, and you can take good care of them since he's so concerned. But he hadn't contributed one penny to the food relief that the Americans have stood up through GHF and fed over 100 million meals in the last 2 months.
When we come back, Ambassador Huckabee, my question to you is this. What exactly would this Palestinian state look like? What exactly would it look like? And who would run it? And how would we ensure that it doesn't become another terrorist state? We'll be right back.